Well, hello everybody, I'm High Treason. Welcome back to Let's Play The Long Drive. This is part 65. And we're going to go and get some fuel over there. I was sort of looking, that boat might actually be nearer to the road. But I said we'd go to this one, and so we were. I don't remember that hole in the terrain being there last time. It's like the world's failing around us. Maybe there's been a bit of wind since we were here last. I got some wind. There you go. Just got some of it out of my system. You want this one to be real far as well. Last time, you might remember, we tried to go to one over there and I was like, no, it's too far. And because the terrain gets more extreme, like, this will fuck up your car. Like, driving out here, it will, like, you see how it kicks us around a lot? So it's going to bang. And it gets worse the farther out you go, so, you know. Like, I've driven real far out into the desert a couple of times, and you get like, yeah, you see this, there was like a really sudden, you get like ledges and all sorts, and if you don't see them, or if you drive off the higher half of them, obviously that doesn't really work well for the car, so, yeah, I have totaled cars driving them out here before. But it should be manageable, and we should still be able to see that other one from up here, so I guess we'll just drive towards it. Unless night time, well, then we'll sleep and it'll be day, and we'll still be able to see it, right? Yeah, this is quite a ways out, but not super far like the other one, I think. We would have been pushing our luck going there, and after we got our good look back, was there a starting distance? Must be like fucking, what, 330k or something, we'll say. So we started at like about 3730. We could totally hit 3800 in this part. We probably won't because we've come out here and it's using time up, but who knows? Who knows what could happen? Can't predict the future. I thought that was like a car or something there. I swear my eyes are going bad. Yeah, the road's over there. That other boat probably is much closer, but well, doing things the easy way isn't great. Currently I have my Toshiba T3200 on the ground near me, because I'm imaging its discs. Well, it's disc, and we have to do that over, but it's nice. That should about get us a full tank. And there's our oil. We'll do that fast. Yeah, we have to do that over the parallel port, so we could maybe do with some water in there at some point. I'm not really too scared of that sort of thing. Right, now we'll add some gasoline. The fuck is this empty? It's full of empty. Throw it down the hill. Where's the gasoline one? Is it this one? Fucking lucky that it was empty and it wasn't full of diesel, so I would have just stopped pouring it, but yeah, I'll just tack all of it. We probably are getting the point where we have to start siphoning fuel. But yeah, you know, it's a 500 meg disc in that machine. There's probably only like 100 meg at most in use right now, and it's going to take over an hour because it's only SPP, the parallel port. Obviously the CPU's not that fast, and I do have like light compression enabled. Like, not lots of compression, just the fast compression, but that obviously is going to impact the performance of the CPU somewhat. We'll just roll back. Okay, there we go. Let's put the gas on. And let's go. Let's not go too fast, but let's go anyway. Let's go. Words of wisdom from some dorky little plumber on the Nintendo 64. I still fucking hate that game. So, you know, I know some of you don't like this game, and that's fine. I actually, as I've said, could totally understand why someone would hate this game. But hey, it's not as bad as that one, so, you know, I know which I'd rather play out of these two. Don't understand people's love for that. Whereas I do understand people's hate for this. Ooh. Oh man, this looks steep. Serious potatoes, look at this. I guess we're going to find out if our car's down on power now. I'm glad we poured that fucking oil in it. Oh, it's not so bad. This might be flat actually where we are now. I mean, that was a steep downhill that we were on. My brakes weren't really doing a whole lot. Okay, we should be doing fine. Now we are taking a longer route back to the road than we did out to the Burt. You don't want to motor it over ridges like that just purely because, you know, you don't know what's up there, and if the car goes airborne and there's just a big rock up there, then, you know, obviously it's not really good or anything, is it? Now we should be coming up on the road soon. It might actually go up the far side of that Burt because it wasn't drawing from where we were, but we should cross over it soon. That looks like it. There we go. Yeah, good potatoes, there we go. Oh shit. I can hear a strange noise then. Like a ringing. I wonder what that was. I'm probably just hearing really old PCs. I don't remember stealing that mirror back. Did I do that? Where did I get that from? I swear I've not cheated. I must have recovered it and just not remembered, or maybe I stole one from somewhere, maybe. I have had it happen before this, right, where things disappear on the car and then reappear later. I've only had it happen once or twice, but it definitely seems to be a thing that can happen. And sometimes they're still a little bit interactable. Oh yeah, that boat's way closer up the road. Now on the way back home, we might have to drive really far to them if we're in dire problems with the fuel. That could be a bit of a fucking chore. The drive back probably will take longer than the drive here. Probably not by much, but, you know, it might take longer by some amount. I can't really say for certain. I'm not an expert. I've never driven like back yet, so you'll probably be seeing me the first time I do it. I still think it would have been fun for us to play this blind, you know, me not knowing the game yet, but like I say, everyone else seems to have done it that way, where they just started playing and didn't know what they were doing. So, you know, I think it gives my playthrough its own sort of unique thing that other people's don't have. Oh, it's doing that HUD problem again, where you're not focusing on what's happening. Like, you know, the interaction points don't show up or nothing. Alright, we can deal with it. Such a small fill port on this red, isn't it? I really don't get this backwards HUD shit. But yeah, you know, it makes my Let's Play different to everybody else's that I've seen. I do think it's unique enough. Like I say, I think I'm the serious guy when it comes to this, even though we talk about piss and shit and puke and fucking and alien vaginas and trees and rabbits and fucking lionesses and stuff like that. I still think I'm the comparatively serious one. And you need somebody serious, more so. Can't be too serious, life's a bit too boring if you're always fully serious. You've got to have a laugh. And that's why I don't have any gripes with the people who do just scream the whole time when they play this. You know, it's they're having fun probably, and people are having fun watching that. And I wouldn't try to stop that. They're not doing any harm to me or anything like that, or to other people, really, are they? So you know, let's leave them to it. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm cool with them doing it. You know, it'd be pretty shit if they were doing the same I am, you know? Just like it'd be pretty shit if I started doing the things they're doing, it wouldn't be me. And then being like me is obviously not been like them, so... a lot of people aren't really themselves on the internet. It's one of the reasons I think I'm a little bit abrasive with people often is the fact that I am, and I don't give a fuck. I don't want you to like me. I don't care. Like, if you're sat there now thinking, I fucking hate this guy, I'm never watching his videos, and I'm going to tell everyone else to never watch his videos, and I will mount this campaign to, like, you know, tell people to not watch his videos, and that's like 1 billion views I could have got. I don't care. I don't give a fuck, and if anything, actually, that makes me smile a little bit, because it means I made an impression on you, and that isn't something that just anyone can do. You know, you'll still remember me a week on. I've said this before, if you go to a party, you've always got to be a dickhead. And the reason is, like, it's less work, and you want people to remember you. You know, you've got extended family there you've never met before, or, you know, work colleagues you've never actually met before, and it's like, if you're the nice guy, you know, you hold the door open and all that shit, they're not going to remember you because you were just someone at the party, and at most they might be like, that bald guy. What bald guy? I don't know. He sort of looked like a biker, I think. Maybe he was a biker, I don't know. I don't remember now. It might wasn't even there. Or maybe I'm thinking of so-and-so. Nah, I've been out in that building, let's just keep going. Or as if you're there and you show up and you're getting someone's face like, hey dickhead, and you spill their drink, they'll be talking about you for ages. Like, they'll remember who you are, and they won't like you. Like, afterwards, every time they see you, they'll scowl at you, and that's good, because, you know, then they remember, they're like, that's that fucking bald, fucking bikery-looking dickhead. He fucking spilt my drink, you know. Hey, he spilt fucking so-and-so's drink. It's a fucking dickhead, him. It's a fucking dickhead. Yeah, and he told Nigel to fuck off. And he called Lorna a slag, you know. And they just like sort of, I can't hear you, and Nigel does need to fuck off because he's a twat, and Lorna is a slag, and I know because I fucking slept with her 5 times and she's married, so, you know. And they will remember you forever. Like, years later, they'll still be, remember that dickhead who was at that fucking party? And that means you made an impression. Good life advice on this channel. I've told you, never lead by, follow my example of how to go through the world. I remember telling that little girl in the kids zone that, like, you know, because when she showed up just before I left, she used to follow me absolutely everywhere and thought I was fucking brilliant for some reason. I was like, listen kid, you don't want to do what I do. If you want to go far in life, do the opposite of everything I do, and you'll be just fine. But she obviously didn't listen to that. Like I say, when I was leaving, I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm gone soon, and I hate the fact that there won't be somebody around to just, like, you know, actually put effort into annoying them. So I need to pass the torch to someone, and it was like sitting there thinking, well, out of the residents we've got, wheelchair boy is only here like on the weekends or something. The older girl is like, she wouldn't put the effort in. That youngster though, I think she will. I'm going to teach her like how to carry the torch for me when I'm gone. And so, you know, I remember teaching her how to get away with things and stuff. Like, yeah, well, you know, here's the rules. Like, just always remember them, and nothing bad will really happen. And so what we'd do is we'd do something stupid, like dig half the garden up, and then when they'd show up, and be like, and where were the staff? You know, and where were you to stop this? You do realise that, you know, you're supposed to be 2 of you with us at all times, and you weren't here. So, you know, yeah, by all means take our pocket money and take our TVs. You can't take mine because it belongs to me. Well, I guess it belongs to that liberal girl at Long Hill, but, you know, you can't take my telly, you know, because it's not the home's property. But do as you will, but, you know, I will escalate this to the home's manager. And of course the problem would disappear, because if you did escalate it to the manager, it's like, and where were you when this was going on? They had the staff immediately, so they wouldn't do anything. And I remember teaching her stuff like that, like, you know, you've always got to observe your surroundings and take advantage of these situations. Taught her to make sure she was late eating lunch, because then you could get double lunch. Like, you know, the fucking one shift would go off just after lunchtime, and if you were still like in the pantry, you know, they'd leave it open for you. And so, you know, they'd be like, "Oh, you done in it?" "No." "Oh, I've got to go and do hand over." "You mean leg over?" "No, hand over." "Yeah, that's what I said, leg over." "Yeah, I've got to go and do leg over." "Stop saying it." "Now I'm saying it." "Oh, you said it. So you're going to go and do leg over with Larry." It was fucking brilliant. But yeah, then they'd just leave it open. And you'd eat fast, and the next lot would come in, and you'd be like, "Oh no, I only just like sat down," like, you know. And then they'd leave it open even longer. Plus, it was how I got the master key. Was at that time I had a master key somewhere for it. Fuck knows if they'd still fit the building. I ain't been back there in years. I've no reason to, and no desire to ever see that place again. But you know, I kept my key ring just because it was mine. And you know, I had a key to my room, and that only fit my room. And all the staff had master keys, and they used to like hand them to the next shift. So what I did was wait until, you know, handover time, and I used to joke with them. Is that a road boat? I think it's just off. I'd steal the keys while they were there, like, because they'd put them in the door to the pantry, open the door, and then they'd go in there. So I'd just take the keys out and be like, "You want them back? You want them back?" And of course they'd basically ignore me because they knew I'd give them back. What I didn't know is one day I did it, swapped my key with, oh shit, with the master key. Shit. And then handed them that back, and of course they're like, "Oh, you're done in the pantry." I'm like, "Nah." And so I have no radiator. "Nah, I'm not done in there." And so, what do you know? They go off shift. They, like, shit, it overheated. They hand the keys to the next shift. They come on. Probably try to unlock a door somewhere. That overheated alarmingly fast. Find the key doesn't work, but because they were used so much and the lock mechanisms were shit, the keys used to wear out, so they just never questioned it. They didn't look at the little inscription, you know, where it says GM1 or anything like that. You know, they don't realise it now says D1, which is my bedroom. It doesn't clock, so yeah, what do you know, I got a master key. And no one was any the wiser. And they may have suspected, just by the fact that, you know, I would clearly have been in rooms that I wasn't supposed to have access to. Like, you know, you'd have a staff would come on shift, and I'd just be sat there in like the staff bedroom going through the VHS tapes or something, but I'd just be like, "Oh, you know, like, Susie let me in here or something." And they just wouldn't question it because they couldn't be bothered. So I think once or twice maybe they did suspect, but well, we're missing a sun visor. It's a fucking sun visor. It might still be in the car somewhere for all I know. I really don't care about that sort of thing. You know, they're not rare or expensive. That's the seat. I wonder what that was. I see people do that by accident. You just hold the key down. Like, if we're in 4 and we hold 2, we'll move it to 2. Like, if you just press the key momentarily, then I think there's a button combination you can use to do it, but I don't remember what it is, and quite frankly I don't care, because it's how I do it, although I did just do it by accident, I'll admit. But yeah, you know, so I had a master key for like most of the time I was there, which was pretty useful because it meant I could get into like the storage spaces and everything. Sort of made confiscating my things a little bit harder because I'd just go and get them back while they were doing their handovers and stuff. And then they'd pretty much put it down to errors in the notes. If a lot of them didn't read them, so they'd just never notice you weren't supposed to have a thing. But you know, if one of the bastard staff was been like really arsey, they might have said, "Oh, and we've taken, like, you know, like I say, most of my stuff was mine, so it was kind of hard for them to take it away from me. But, you know, they might be like, oh, we've taken his ice skates off him. And so, you know, then when I'd be like, I'm off to the ice arena, you know, you can't go out. You can't actually stop me legally, so, you know, I'm going out. Well, the so-and-so took your skates off you. What? So-and-so took your skates off you. No, I've got them here. Well, well, so-and-so said, well, so-and-so's wrong. You sure you didn't mishear them, you know? And I mean, what can they really do? I'm one of the kiddies. I can't get into the storage, like, closets and stuff, the attic. So, must be that they've misheard, or there's an error in the notes, or, you know, it was only temporary, or that we took them off him on, like, you know, Wednesday or something. Like, and so they just drop it, because they, you know, obviously figure, well, you can't have just got them back, so... You know, they'd maybe ask the other staff who were on at the time, did you give them back? Did you give them back? Did anyone say anything about giving them back? And so they'd just never mention it again, because they'd just, oh, well, I must have misheard, or they mustn't have had time to finish writing the notes, or, you know. So they'd just forget about it. It's just, well, whatever that was about obviously happened, so it's not my problem. I obviously don't understand it. It's useless me getting involved. Now they just go and skate around at the ice rink. Yeah, some of them used to get pretty arsey about you leaving the building and stuff. It was oh, you're going to make that girl, aren't you? Yeah, you know. One or two of them would turn up. They'd try and figure out where you'd gone. So I got smart. And that, like, say if I was going bowling, then at school or college or whatever, I'd print out information for, like, a movie at a cinema at the same time on the other side of town, and I'd leave it on my desk. So then if they went rummaging in my room, they'd think, oh, he's gone to fucking UCI, you know. Yeah, no, like, fuck, I've gone to UCI, I've gone to fucking AMF. The fucking bowling alley. That's on, like, the complete opposite side of town to where UCI, the cinema, is. Fuck you, idiots. I'll teach you to try and pry into my private life and stop me going on dates. That fucking... I'll solve them. I'll solve these people big time. That said, the vast majority of them were alright. It's just you had, like, a small number of dickheads that ruin it for everyone, like you have fucking anywhere. Right, so we're missing a hubcap now, but... Again, you know, spilt milk. I'm not going to cry over it. We'll find another one. Missing the hubcap, missing the sun visor. Why is my car leaning over to that side? I've not really known the roads to not be flat, but my car's definitely looks like it's leaning. Is it the way I'm sat? Is it my monitor? You can't tell me my car is sitting straight here. Like, there's definitely a lean towards that forward corner, isn't there? I'm going to have to get out and look. Like, it can't just be like my screen or something. You watching the geometry have gone bad on my monitor. The trick is to look at it the opposite way, and if it leans to the same corner, then we know. The serves are a bit slow now. It definitely looks to me like it's leaning to that side. It's like the sun visor stuck in the engine compartment or something weird. It happens sometimes when things break off. It's not in there. I've got spiders on me. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Oh no. Maybe that's what's going on. What? I'm sure I saw a second one in the distance there. I can't be the only one who saw that. Pee on the alien babes. Whack it towards them with my sword. Pee with one sword, whack it with the other sword. Just get my foot on the gas pedal. I'm sure I saw another fucking aliens in the distance. So we'll probably get stopped again in a minute. They've called all their friends, all the other sexy alien babes, to tell them, like, he's making progress. Like, you know, he's, like, barely more than 1,000 fucking kiloginas away from us. Like, so we better hurry up and get set up, like, because he's going to be coming over here. Oh, okay, this car doesn't like hills. Yeah, I don't know why it's leaning over there. It shouldn't do that. I mean, you know, say it's the baskets, but we know and we've seen the weight adjust for the car, that when things are in baskets, they add to the total chassis weight. It could also just be parts on the car. It could be like the hood or something is not sitting level, because that does happen sometimes. Like, you know, we loaded the game on a slight slant, and you've seen when, like, reg plates are stuck through the body and stuff, that the game has precision issues, and we've seen it with doors being misaligned and shit before. It could just be that the hood there is wonky, and it's actually fine. As long as it's attached to the car, it shouldn't affect it. The game doesn't model aerodynamics that I'm aware of. I mean, of course, we could have destroyed the suspension. I knew we were going to hit it, but it was too late to really do anything. Okay, back on the wheels. No, 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 no. Shit. What do you think fell out this time? Well, I bet the hubcaps came off, don't you? Right, that's the glove box. God, I hate that dickhead in Rayman, that fucking glove box. Oh, fucking hell, it's not going fucking well, this, is it? We didn't lose any of the gauges around, did we? We probably fucking did. No, we still got the gauges. But we did lose other things. Okay, that mirror's gone again. I can tell you that much. That might be it. Maybe that's what we lost. It's not going very fucking well, this, is it? Fucking dickhead. Fucking get on there. I think we're having problems with interaction points again. But maybe a hubcap out there, I don't know. I'm not going to look for them that hard. As they don't show up on their own anymore, really the only way we can find them is to find other cars to steal them from. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. They could be fucking anywhere. Do it. Oh yeah, we lost both sun visors now. Well, I'd rather it was mostly cosmetic things, but if we have another big bash, it probably will lose a wheel this time. I am driving too fast. I'm still lead-footing it, and we're nearly 4k out. In fact, we probably are about 4k out in reality. Yeah, but with the way the terrain and everything is at this distance, you really shouldn't be doing this. What was that fret? It was probably that monitor. It's not totally stopped doing. I had a monitor that was in storage and it made fizzy noises, and I sort of stopped it doing it, but it would still make the occasional snap. But as I've been using it, it's stopped doing it, and it doesn't seem to be arcing. It actually seems to be some kind of calibration thing. I've seen monitors do that. My Trailtron actually does it, like, at startup and stuff, and if you press certain buttons, it will make that same ping. Very warm all of a sudden. Very, very warm. I'm not surprised, you know, I've got a Pentium 1 going, as in, like, the Socket 4 ones. It's what I'm dumping my disk image onto and those things. It runs hot, that machine. It's a hot runner and there's a lot of stuff in there. The T3200SX actually dumps a surprising amount. And we have hot weather, so... in all fairness, I might have to go and stand outside for a minute. I think I will. Hold on a minute here, boys and girls. I'll finish my cigarette first. God damn, that's horrible. I think a lot of that is actually... I don't know if I'm the only person who gets this, but when you have things moving about in your guts in certain ways, in certain places, it seems to make you feel like even more like sweaty. Oh yeah, I think that's my stomach doing that. Yeah, I can feel like bubbles and stuff like in there. Well, that's quite a... I haven't felt that in a while. It's not my fault. I ate extra chocolate today, and chocolate speeds it up, doesn't it? The passage of things through your digestive tract, like dark chocolate does. Like, I've actually found it helps chocolate. Like, you know, I do occasionally, because of my stomach medication and stuff. It makes things a little bit difficult to pass. Like, I wouldn't say it blocks it or anything, it just, you had to sort of squeeze a bit harder. And yeah, I found eating chocolate was actually just enough to offset it. Like, you know, it's just enough. Like, it doesn't like really speed things up or make me have to do it more, but it just seems to just sort of make my digestive system run just a little bit smoother. But I've had quite a lot of it today. I just felt like it. And as I've said, you know, I've not been able to really eat for a long time, and so I do keep eating junk. Like today I have let me think. I had a pot noodle, about a half big bag of Cheetos. How big are the fucking things? They're the big bags. So I had maybe half a bag of those then. And then maybe half a bag of chocolate buttons. And then I had a Complan. And then I had some hot dogs, some mashed potatoes, and some carrots. And then I had... I think I ate the rest of the chocolate buttons, and then ate half a bag of Milky Bar buttons, and then a bit later, fuck off, a bit later I had 2 sandwiches, ate the rest of the Cheetos, ate some like more fucking chocolate, then I had a Complan and a chocolate muffin. So, you know, maybe wasn't the healthiest of diets today. Oh god, it's a Dacia. We're gonna have to take another one someday. You do realise that, right? Ladies and ladymen, like, we are gonna... What the fuck is that one? Someday we're going to have to... Oh, it's another 2105. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! I'm tempted to take this car. I like the colour. As it is though, we'll steal the wheel trims from this. Now the great thing about this car is that none of these are shitty, are they? No, these are the best 2 that we've got. Is that I don't give a fuck about, like, gutting it to make my car fucking better. Like I say, these do seem to make the wheels less likely to fall off. There we go. Next! Should go and get the third one and dump it in here. Dominatrix it in here. That wind's getting a bit out of fucking hand, isn't it, boys and girls? It's fucking terribly. My car stop. Did we have like a second lot of aliens? We probably did. fucking aliens. Get back to your own planet. And I'll come with you. And we'll impregnate all of them. We'll have these weird sort of half-caste, half-green alien, half-me. Just occupying an entire planet. That would be such a nightmare for some people, I'm sure. And we'll rename the planet to Planet Zeph. Because I'm the best. I'm the best, baby. You know it's fucking true. You know nobody is as good as I am round here. You'll never ever get quite the same level of quality that you get with me. You know, usually the quality is probably a little bit better. At least on the video production for playing through games. Because I'm not a fucking gaming channel, so, you know, my quality is probably a bit sloppier than a lot of people's. What a fucking shot. And I used to fucking play rugby. Long time ago now. That was a fun game to play, that. Lots of running around and yelling and bashing into people. Get my fucking ball. Yeah, the way it should, if anything, be more to the side of the car. I don't really know what's going on there. But, oh, we're missing that mirror, is it? What? I'm starting to question my sanity. Hey, when did we get the glove box back? Oh man, am I losing my brain? Is my brain gonna go? Probably. Probably. I swear if I hear from him again, my brain's gonna go, and I'm gonna... I will kill you. I will literally kill you. I can't remember who said that, and I was somebody one of my friends used to watch on the internet, and someone I thought was a bit of a div, but, you know, I used to watch him anyway. Like, it was like this little skinny weedy bloke who used to complain about shit and contradict himself every now and then with what he'd complain about, so I always figured he was just doing it just to sort of piss people off. Dear me. Well, in any case, weedy little whiny men on the internet aside, we are now probably, how far are we gone? 380. Alright, that's not terrible. We have a few minutes left. We can probably get it to 385. I'll consider that pretty good. It's just barely target distance from where we started, but you know, what are you going to do? You're going to fucking do about it, dickhead. I mean, we had quite a rough ride this time, you know, we got fucking thrown around, we lost bits of the car, we melted the engine at one point. It wasn't very dramatic, because I don't panic like other people tend to do, I just get on with it. I mean, in reality, you know, if you have seen other people play this, there's a far few things that have happened to us that would be damn near game ending for a lot of people. At least certainly without the fucking traffic mod or something for them to hitch a ride. And, like I say, fair enough, I'm not bashing these people, but you see with us we keep a cool head, you know, we just go, oh, this is the thing that happened, let's just work with it. And we found the radiator and put it back in the car, and if we hadn't, well then we'd have just fucking pushed the car or walked or, you know, cycled the engine on and off to get where we were going. We'd have plotted out what's the best way to go from here. Do we go forward? Do we go backward? Where are we more likely to be able to find a solution? I'm sure we've had more day-night cycles than usual. I keep saying that, and maybe my brain is going, you know, maybe I'm going crazy. There's sort of things that happen to you when you've been out in the desert a long time, you know. That was very gnarly, a rock to the fucking hood. I was tempted to take that fuck you reg plate, but I don't have no use for it. It might still be there on the way home. I do wonder how random the reg plate generation is, you know. Because if it's fully random, surely you can get ones that say like fuck and sex and like dick and things like that. Vag. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Like, you know, pretty fun. I'd quite like to drive around in a car that had one of those things written on its reg plate. It'd be pretty amusing to me because I have an immature sense of humour at times, and that's fine, you know. It's like I read this series of books that is like aimed at children that I read when I was a child, and I still think they're funny, and I refuse to like stop reading them for as long as I think they're funny. And when I stop finding them funny, I'm going to be really sad because it means a part of me is dead inside at that point. And that's just not good. You know, so there's nothing wrong with having an immature sense of humour. It's perfectly fine. At least I've got one. A lot of people don't now, and like, those people are miserable. Like, that is a miserable way to live your life, having no fucking humour, not letting yourself laugh at shit. I also have a fairly morbid and dark sense of humour, and I think a lot of people don't get that, you know, and I'm sort of being sarcastic about things, or sort of, you know, positing something terrible, that I'm sort of doing it in jest. You know, just the things as well, this is great, this cost me 400 quid. No doubt that's going to start fires and fucking melt my face off when I'm just trying to use the basic functionality. There's that noise again. There's a fucking road boat again. And you know what? It's actually come up on us being out of time on the episode, and this car has done its fucking distance. So we're classing the boat as a building, and we're fucking stopping here. And maybe next time we'll get in a UFO. That was a nice little spin. I did that one on purpose. Maybe next time we'll be in a UFO. Who knows? Probably not, because let's say I think it's a little bit cheaty driving UFOs around. I mean, the game lets us do it. It's not very interesting. And plus the fact we'd have to absolutely find a car, because if we quit the game, then we're going nowhere. That's a building out there. Looks like a workshop or a bunker. So maybe, just maybe. How many road boats have we had in this part? This playthrough? I really don't know, but shit, we sure have had them, haven't we? Just like we're going to have all them alien girls. And I'm going to have all the girls in my audience who are over 18. And there's none of them, so I guess I'm getting nothing out of that. It's a very sausage-centric channel, this, isn't it? And I've tried to make it that way. I've put genuine effort into that over the years. It's like, no, I will be a men channel. What's the hold-up, game? What did you save to? Okay, well, I don't know what that is. That looks like it's just saved with the default name, so maybe we knocked a key. I think we're on My fucking pencil's gone. My fucking pencil's vanished. No, it hasn't. I put it there when I was messing with the T3200. So, we are part 65. We have done dash 3794. Ah! If we'd just kept going, we'd have been at 3800 in no time. We're going to write this down as been 3800. We'll be we'll be at 4K in no time at all. Let us calculate part 69, part 70, somewhere around there. We're on track to do it. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one when we'll drive a bit longer in the long drive.